Alright, so, we're going to talk about another comic that was sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you once again, brother. And that is Sabertooth and the Exiles. Sabertooth and the Exiles was part of the Fall of X line, and is kind of like... it's also not only like a Fall of X tie-in, but it was also a build-up for Ben Percy's end of his Wolverine run, because essentially what this is just one big prologue to Sabertooth War. That's really what it is that it is a giant build. It's the setting block for the end of the Ben Percy Wolverine run, which I have not gotten the final volume because it's not out yet. I think it comes out next month, so I've been reading and reviewing all of the Ben Percy Wolverine run, thanks to Chris. But yeah, so I have not read every single Krakoa era X-Men title. So for those who don't know, this is the Exiles in here are a team of mutants that had broken Krakoa's laws and had been sent to the pit. Sabertooth was, of course, the first one, and as we found out in Ben Percy's run, like, Sabertooth's malice and just absolute insanity broke the pit. Like, it just fucked it up. And left his psychic image, like a mental scar on Krakoa, and it tormented Logan for a bit. It also tormented everyone else in the pit as well. And you've got like Necra, Toad. Now these two I did know were here, which were Nanny and Orphan Maker, who were a part of Hellion. Zeb Wells' Hellion's run, sorry. I know Zeb Wells gets a lot of shit for Spider-Man, but that Hellion's run, as brief as it was actually kind of cool. I actually really liked it. I got all 3 books for it. Yeah, and you also have Oya, who shocked me as like how she got into the pit. And yeah, Toad I can believe being in the pit. That guy's a piece of shit. But yeah, they were all left in the pit, but during the events of Fall of X, they all escaped, but Sabertooth fucked them over and fucked off. So now the Exiles are kind of left in this state of, do we go after Sabertooth or do we just leave? And Orchis is now, like, thanks to this one doctor named Barrington, they are experimenting on mutants in the name of a unknown enemy, who Victor knows pretty well. Like, Victor Creed, when they find out who it is, and when you kind of, like, you might as well piece together who it is. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but it is someone who Victor is very aware of, who isn't Wolverine. But yeah. So Victor is forced to team up with the Exiles after Barrington more or less, like, disabled a lot of his healing factor and his abilities. So now he's forced to work with them because he's like, yeah, that guy I need to take out, but I need help. The comic is written by Victor Laval, which got me interested because Victor Laval wrote a really cool Boom Studios book that was a retelling of the Frankenstein storyline called Destroyer. Destroyer I reviewed on here about a year or so ago. I really enjoyed it, so when Victor Laval's name was put on this Sabertooth book, I was like, yeah, alright, I'm in. And it's got some quick-witted dialogue. There's some great back and forth between characters. There's some really solid fights in this comic. And there's just like some fun dialogue with all of the characters. Because again, they don't know if they like each other, and they're not aware if they like Sabertooth or not. They have to work together in order to stop this to stop Barrington's plan, as well as her boss. I will say that, like, it does feel like the comic goes in so many breakneck directions. Like, it goes from fighting Barrington, to rescuing Orphan Maker, to going to the astral plane, then discovering who Barrington's boss is, to finding out that there is some big multiversal conspiracy to kill all Sabertooths. And again, if you watched or read Sabertooth War Part 1, or just read all that story arc, then you know that Victor, by the end of this, gets all of the remaining Sabertooths in the multiverse, as well as a bunch of headless automaton Sabertooths, to hunt Wolverine. which just comes out of nowhere, really. Like I said, this comic was kind of just billed as the prelude to Sabertooth War, but I feel like Victor Laval even forgot about that and was just kind of having fun with all the characters, and was like, oh shit, I gotta write a thing real quick to be like, okay, now we're tying into Ben Percy's Sabertooth War. There you go, everybody's happy now. Alright, cool. Bye. I feel like that was the I feel like that's what happened. Yeah. So, also another thing, I just find, like, I've always talked about this with X-Men villains, preferably the human X-Men villains, is that they always say, like, oh, mutants are monsters, they're genetic inferior. And then you've got, like, this character, Dr. Barrington, who's committing horrible acts of science to create, like, to basically not only prologue her life, but also, like, create this genetic engineered Hulk-like being. And also you have, like, whatever other horrors, the, like, Purifiers or Orchis do to themselves. And it's like, do you guys ever hear yourselves talk or look in a mirror and see what you become to fight the, you know, when you say you're fighting for humanity? Do you see the irony here? I don't know. I know that's supposed to be the whole point of the comic, but, like, I just want someone to, like, be like, hey, have you looked in a mirror lately, asshole? You're not even human yourself. Anyway, so do I recommend Sabertooth and the Exiles? Yeah, I kind of do. It's a fun little mini-series. It shows how much Victor Creed is as a bastard of a mutant being. And like I said, it's a cool build-up to Sabertooth War. And, yeah. So once again, I'd like to thank my friend Chris for sending me this comic, as well as the other books. And, yeah, other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.